Hello, everybody. This is episode 33 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview and a chill time all around for you and me. I am your host, HeavyDivider. Alongside me is a very creative individual. As a matter of fact, they do drawing, modeling, as well as be able to direct and come up with their own stories on hand, RP-wise in general. My guest for the day is Myata Krolik, but we just call her Myata for short. Welcome on in.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing much. Hope you're staying warm, like I said, especially from where we are.
I'm being in Hawaii. I don't think I've seen Hawaii go underneath 75 degrees. I'm gonna be real.
Well, I was gonna say that's a good blessing in disguise, or maybe a curse, depending on if you get tired of like hot weather in general. So.
I'm getting tired of wearing pants. I want to wear shorts.
That's a mood.
Oh wait, no, reverse. No, I'm getting tired of wearing shorts. I want to wear pants.
Well, there you go. You all good? Okay, so my first question right now is, how the hell did we meet?
Well, that's a really simple one. We know each other from back in VR High days.
Mm-hmm.
We were both at the same first session and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've just kind of been friends from there.
Yeah, friends from there. Interesting twists and turns on hand. I was gonna say, I believe you joined on. I believe, who was it that reached out for you? Was it HeavyDivider? HeavyDivider
sent out a tweet being like, "Who would all be interested in a school RP?" And ironically, so basically, like, the oddity of this is that about a couple months before then I had tried to start my own high school RP and shit like that, but like after a while I just kind of fell out of RP for a little bit because I was a desktop user, and sometimes VRChat can only be so entertaining for someone in desktop. And I also had like potentially like other things to worry about. I was working on my wedding and stuff like that. I got married, and then for my husband decides on me wanting to return to VRChat, wanted to have VR before I did come back. And so my husband on Black Friday a couple years ago just said fuck it and bought me a VR. And then about a month, literally a couple months later, like HeavyDivider posted a tweet saying that he was going to start an RP, and I was like, oh, look at that! I was also thinking about doing a high school RP, and so I joined.
Oh, there you go. There you go, and it's like ever since then or so, it like I said, twists and turns here and there, but for overall sake or so, it taught you a lot too, especially RP-wise in general, and just how to basically organize it in your own way. So, let me ask about your VRChat origins. What got you into VRChat, by the way? Be it video-wise, maybe you saw something on hand.
The first video I ever saw of VRChat was a Nax21 video, the one like little clip from his stream that made him go viral with Matt 6 and him stealing like the doll from her and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I joined, and I enjoyed it, but like I didn't really start coming back until like the Ugandan Knuckles meme, because around then I was still like watching his content, but I wasn't really too sure about the game fully on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried it here and there. At first I thought it wasn't my thing, but like then I started seeing him do things like werewolf, and I got really interested into werewolf. And so for the longest time, when I was really starting to really play VRChat like every single day, I was a werewolf host. I played werewolf, I hosted werewolf. I would go in the public lobbies and I would host them. I would play. I got so good at werewolf that eventually the first group that ended up really taking me in terms of like slight role play, but just like RP, like slight role play, but like just family wise and shit like that, had to ban me from playing because I was capable of predicting people's roles based on how they act and who all had died.
Well, if you think about it that way, werewolf will teach you a little bit of psychology on hand of who's who. So.
It was so yeah, I'm pretty sure to this day the guy's still pretty upset with the fact that I would just come out in the world when it was like my turn. It doesn't matter if I was seer, if I was werewolf or anything. All I would do, like, those were my two top roles I would play, like just on pure coincidence. It also does, like, I would just go out there and be like, this person's seer, this person's bodyguard, and like 90% of the time I was right. And the guys got so upset. And that's actually why I actually really started hosting too, was because I got so good at playing it, people didn't want to play with me anymore. It got to the point where anytime they were like, werewolves, come out, I would walk out, and they'd be like, oh, thank God, Miata's here.
Well, there you go. There you go on hand. I mean, I'm just gonna say for the most part, I haven't played Werewolf in a long time. Like, it's one of those old classic games you would play in VRC, but it's one of those games where you just need to have a really good group of people to be able to play it. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, community-wise and everything. So, let me ask you about your hobbies on hand besides this game. Now, like I said, I mentioned modeling, I mentioned art. I don't know exactly if you play anything else besides this game in general, so...
I just like multiplayer games in general. I'm not, the only, like, solo game that I'm, like, really into is Dragon Age. I am a big Dragon Age fanatic. I am in love with the series. Please, please, BioWare, I'm waiting. Please give me more content. Let's see. I do, like, practically RP stuff is practically my biggest hobby. And I do RPs throughout all kinds of formats. Sometimes jump into text RP shit. You know, obviously I got the VRChat format. I'm a big tabletop fan. I do D&D. I did Vampire the Masquerade. I can't remember what it was called, but there's a spaceship one that I did once. Starfinder, I think it was called Starfinder.
Starfinder.
Something like that.
Starbound?
Starbound, yeah. Thank you. That was actually pretty fun. It was short-lived, but, like, it was pretty fun. Let's see, what other tabletop? I've done, obviously, Pathfinder, which is another, pretty much just D&D, but, like, recolored, and, like, with some more customization to it. Yeah, no, I'm just a big overall role player. Role player's practically in my blood.
No, it's all good. I will say, when it comes down to roleplay in general or so, you know, when you got the right character, you want to play it out here and there, so it's just a matter of, like, fleshing it out, like, personality-wise and everything. And usually that's the hardest part about it, too. Because, again, when it comes to, like, roleplay, sometimes you just start out by being yourself first, and then once you get comfortable with the energy around you, you know, the chemistry, you know, the flow of who you have around you, then you can basically start sculpting that out and piecing it a little bit more. So that way you could just see how this goes and everything. So
I love character creating. Character designing is one of my favorite things. Like, I've learned to edit TDA faces really well. Overall, like, this is technically, this model here I'm wearing is, like, the first model I ever made, like, Frankenstein. Like, full on, like the sleeves and the skirt were all different parts from different models, and I managed to, like, merge them all together. One sec. Oop.
No, you're good.
My cord's tangled. 1 second.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
There we go. Fixed it. But yeah, like, I've been working, again, I'm into modeling, I do art. I'm just overall a very artistic person.
That's all good. I mean, it's always good to be creative no matter what it is or so. Just shows what kind of art form you can be able to work with, as well as just what you can expand over time with or so. And since it was like from the expand of from VR High to here and now or so, that's been about what, a year and a half or so. I guess you could say that's quite a lot of progress.
It's been more. I believe VR Higher started in 2019. It's 2021.
Well, that's about my bad. That's 2 years. So either way, that's still a lot of progress on it. A lot of good progress expanding in 2 years. So that says something. That says something on hand. Let me talk about the VRChat Scene on hand. Now, when I say the VRChat Scene, I'm just saying the current overall wear right now, present time or so. What is your current thought about it at this moment? You know, compare.
In terms of, like, the virus going on right now, I find VRChat to be a really good place to really escape actual cabin fever. Like, a lot of times where I really feel that, and I know I don't really want to go outside and shit like that, because of other things and shit like that, I just kind of hop my headset on and I, like, just kind of world hop. I'll, like, even still sit in a Discord and, like, just talk to people, but sometimes I'll just sit around in, like, a world and, like, world hop, just casually. In terms of its fandom, you know, there's different communities and stuff like that, and the drama gets really tiring.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, probably one of the things that, like, really, really makes me want to, like... The only thing that really makes me want to drop this game is just the amount of drama that happens and stuff like that. And I try my best not to get involved. I even had to go on, like, mass, like, Twitter unfollowing sprees just to get it all off of my Twitter dash and shit like that. But overall, like, VRChat's still a good place to communicate with people, especially in times like today and shit like that. And, like, the... VRChat is just somehow a really good platform for roleplay. It just really is. Like, it was something that, like, even I didn't expect. Obviously, like, recently... it's just... It's gotten to the point where I even tried making my own world, but, like, my file corrupted with rest in pieces, Lunar City.
No, I got you. I will say it's a little bit different on hand comparing to, like, making a model to make an entire world. Like, it's a whole different ballgame with that.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I find world making a lot more tedious. It's not really that much more difficult unless you start adding buttons and shit like that, because then you get into the coding bullshit of it all. But, it's more tedious, more than anything.
No, I feel you.
I
feel you. I will say entirely too... No, go ahead, sorry.
VRChat is overall a really good platform, but, like, sometimes I really question... I'm gonna be real, sometimes there's more drama in here than I witnessed my entirety of time growing up in school, man.
I mean, it has been coined a little bit, you know, especially with how some of the things of VRChat, it's been coined a little bit how it feels like it's mostly like high school drama over some of the most piteous things. It has been coined.
Yeah.
So... I can't really rule it out.
Thing I can do. I'm I'm one of those people where, like, if it involves someone I know, I don't like to be involved, but I like to be informed, you know?
Yes.
Like, especially in those topics of, like, hey, is this, like, someone that, like, has been, like, revealed to be, like, a really shitty person because they do, like, something super illegal, and do I need to unfriend them kind of shit, you know? Because, like, the amount of times that's happened as a
Yeah, I know. Again, VRChat's like a very gray area. And it's weird when I say gray area just because of the fact that there's a boundary line that everybody has. And for some reason, when it's grayed and everything, people can't seem to take the hint of, you know, even if it's over the internet or so, you know, you don't kind of, like, you don't cross that line or basically do it to where it just, like, gets to the point where basically it becomes way too much. To where it's almost criminal.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So, let me ask you about this on hand, that being Lunacore RP. How did that get started, and, you know, what's the origin behind it?
Lunacore was a RP created by my best friend, Adam Shen, or Adam Shenpai, depending on how you know him. He's also a big role player and stuff like that. We met back at Menagerie Academy. Well, now it's no longer an academy. Now it's just the Menagerie. I'm going to correct myself on there. Basically, me and him had staff our MA for a little bit and stuff like that, and he wanted to bring back his Metaverse RP, but without the Metaverse part of it. He was known for the creation of the RP, I think it's called Cry of the Dragons. And, you know, there was the reason why he wanted to pull it out of Metaverse, because he felt like, after, you know, he tossed it into Metaverse, he felt like it kind of lost what it was supposed to be. It became something else that he didn't really want, you know? And so, after the RP in itself in Metaverse kind of died out from what I heard. I'm not fully sure, I don't know about that fact. But, like, he vocalized to me, I want to bring back my Dragon RP, and I want to revamp it, and I encouraged him. I was like, yeah, fucking do it, man. Like, let's go, and shit like that. And so, like, I got added to the Discord. I was one of the first few people on the staff team. I co-own the RP, officially, with him, because I've just been at his side with his creation, with the recreation of Lunacore ever since. And, like, the funny thing is too is that like one day we were just sitting down like, what genre do we want this RP to be? You know, because at this point, like most of us, including myself, was completely like schooled out. We didn't want to do any more school RPs. I'm exhausted of school RPs, man.
Yeah, it was kind of a
I was
trend.
doing them for like 2 fucking years. I was just so tired of them.
No, I got you.
And my brain was just like, lol, let's just do a fairy tale guild RP. But this man didn't hear me say fairy tale, and he goes, guild RP, let's do it. And I was like, wait, what, really? And we ended up working on a method. We worked kinks out. I just made a joke, man. I made a joke. It was supposed to be making fun of fairy tale as an anime, but it ended up actually working out for us in the end.
Well, there you go. Sometimes that's the funny thing. Usually a joke is what makes it the most greatest thing for you.
Yeah. But yeah, from there we have a wonderful staff team that we work really well. We have our bumps and scrapes here and there and stuff like that. But like, you know, what group doesn't have its few bumps and scrapes in it, you know? But you know, our staff team works together really well. We managed to create an entire world in the span of a few months. Like, it's still being fleshed out, but like a majority of it's already finished being fleshed out. Like, when we got like all the bare bones of it, we decided to go ahead and start the season and stuff like that. And season 1 started on the 23rd of June last year. That was session 1. We had a session 0 to like test out the map. We did just like a, hey, come join the guild here and shit like that. Like, introduce your character here. You can already have lived here after the session, all that jazz. And it popped off, and then through that time, we were able to go, okay, what's not working? What's something we need to flesh out more? Some staff came and gone. We had a few staff members come and go due to some circumstances, and we brought in some new ones, and our current staff team is really good right now. So, you know, so our world's practically nearly fully fleshed out to the point where at the end of season 1, unless it's absolutely needed and stuff like that, we're not doing any more like world editing to at least the world and stuff like that. Obviously, we're gonna do the editing for like future world causing like world affecting events and shit like that for like future arcs, but like
world creations and everything, kind of like, you know, different places you would want to go to, like in that RP universe and everything.
Yeah.
So, but I will say for the most part, I'm glad it's growing. You know, from start to finish, it's starting to get bigger and bigger.
This is the first RP I've ever been in where we actually had the closed character submissions because we have too many people.
Yeah, that can happen on him.
This is the first RP that I've ever. This is the first RP that I've really actually had that problem, where there are too many people now.
I mean, even if you have too many people on hand, at least you'll find some way or fashion to be able to work something in, depending on what kind of chemistry you want, or basically story-wise understanding on who can work with who. Because that's the thing, chemistry more than anything else when it comes to who can talk to who.
That is chemistry is one of the big main focuses in Lunacore and stuff like that, and it was something because we didn't want it to be like a whole like, oh, you come in and you stab a few things and that's your character arc, you know? Because like I was talking about some of this last night, but like, you know, a lot of people tend to do role plays where like their character development is for combat and stuff like that. And like we accept that too, you know, character development can happen for combat, but we want people to grow through our story and through each other as well. We do a lot of social sessions where we don't have next to anything going on except for, hey, you're in the guild hall and you're just hanging out for the day, you know? And it really works out. We can hold, like, for example, 4 sessions in a row of just socials in case, like it's a hypothetical, and I think we've done it in the past a few times whenever we were just, like, getting things going and shit like that. But, like, we could hold, like, 4 sessions of just socials in a row and shit, and maybe throw a few spice in here and there with, like a training session or something like that. Be like, oh, yeah, you want to, like, do some mental training or something like that, but, like, within those 4 weeks, a character will go through an entire, like, emotional process and, like, grow from that thing, you know? A problem will show up, and it'll take the next few sessions to solve that problem. Talks will happen. Other characters will affect that person's problems, shit like that, and that's something that us at Lunacore are really proud of each other for, is that we can create a story without actually needing a story to a certain degree.
No, I got you. And like I said, when it comes down to chemistry or anything else on hand, at least it comes down to the fundamentals of first talking to one another. Doesn't have to be like action or anything. It's just basically simply trying to get to know one another first before you start basically getting down to the main core of, a person's RP character, or basically the core of what character they're trying to create right in front of your eyes and everything. So.
Exactly. Like, we have characters who have been prominent since session 0 that, like, people are still trying to figure out, man. Like, we have a fucking dashing rogue that's just fucking everywhere in terms of, like, who the actual fuck are you, you know? But, like, that's, like, fun of it, is, like, watching and learning from characters, because certain characters are practically acted out in ways that, like, they won't talk to you about things unless you actually accidentally see something or overhear something they don't want you to hear, or if they trust you enough,
Yeah.
A lot of the RP is really built on characters learning to trust each other and talk to each other and stuff like that. We've had friendships in the guild that have technically practically ended. Everyone went from like the best of friends and shit like that to just being acquaintances over the span of just someone learning something they didn't want to learn and shit like that. And that's something I really like. It's how dynamics change, and it isn't just someone going up to someone and being like, this is my clique now, and just strictly hanging out with those characters. Like, yeah, we have those here and there. There are certain characters that trust more than people, but people have a tendency to walk around and talk to other people without other people and have some variety in their conversations.
Well, like, yeah. And I will say, like I said, it's a bonding process, but it develops over time. And sometimes you got to be patient with what you want to, especially story crafts in general. Because understand too, it's like when it comes to crafting a story or so, you got to be patient on how you build it or so. You're building a wall, one brick at a time. You're not racing to get that wall built up fast and then basically have the conclusion of it and everything. You're waiting for it to basically be as sturdy as possible. That way, once you get done with it, even if it takes some time on hand, it's going to be satisfying to look at once you're done. So.
Yeah, and that's something too, too, that we also have, is that, like, some people will be very vocal about how they feel about some certain characters and stuff like that. Like, they don't go around being like, oh, I hate your character, but they'll be like, this is your character's flaws, this is how your character comes off to me. And then, people will be like, that's not what I was intending, though, but, like, I'm also the person to step in and go, you do realize we're only in our first season out of a planned 4.
Yep.
You have plenty of time to develop your character to change how people view you. That's kind of the point of character development, is that people change how they view you.
And like I said, it takes a little bit over. It takes time. That's the thing, key thing. Time over anything else. Let me ask you about your old VRC memories. Like when I say old VRC memories, like if you closed your eyes and like picture in your mind, like something, it could be something funny, it could be something that stands out to you. Like when you think of like old VRC memories, like it could be something that's very memorable for you. What comes to your mind?
There's a lot of stuff that comes to my mind. I would probably really think back on the VR Familiar, which was a group that kind of picked me up when I was during my werewolf days. They were like, I just came in and they were talking about roleplay. I'm like, you guys do roleplay? And they're like, yeah, you want to join? And like, it was like, it just like, I'm honestly kind of more referring to my friend Coach, who I also from that roleplay, even though we don't talk much about it, I still refer to as my VR husband, because of like the VR Familiar was kind of like a roleplay, but not the same time. Like, there are some people who actually had like actual relationships and shit like that, and then there's people who were just like, I'm just kind of here for the joke and shit like that. But I remember the first day they found me and invited me, they dragged me to a world and they pointed at this guy named Coach, and they're like, what character do you want to play? And I was like, I don't know. And they point to a guy named Coach and he goes, he needs a wife. And I just kind of look at him. It's a fucking red Kaito model, fucking Twinkie and shit like that. And I went, okay.
I'll roll with it.
That's literally just kind of it. Yeah, that's literally kind of it. It's shit like that. But yeah, like, there's VR families everywhere, So, like, this was kind of just the norm, You, like, get hypothetically married to someone even if there was no, like, actual, like, romantic interest behind it and shit like that. because it was just part of the family, you know? You know, people have VR kids all the time and shit like that. I just happen to have this huge fucking wide range of VR familia. And then, like, cause, like, the RP was supposed to be, like, this angels versus demon thing that never really fully kicked off. The one time we tried to kick it off was actually really funny. We had this whole thing where basically, like, it was supposed to be staged that this character was supposed to, like, look like she was murdered by this demon lady. The leader of the demons was supposed to be, like, killed by an angel and shit like that. Oh, no. But... And we were like, okay, so, like, this is the only part that's scripted and we'll improv from there. We fucked up the part that was scripted. The person falls off the little cliff thing and respawned. And everyone just shows up and stares down at the ground. Everyone forgot their fucking line for the few things we had scripted, and next thing we know, we call him Drunkle Snugs. Drunkle Snugs just like, damn, Grandma just fucking fell off the cliff. She just rolled off. God damn. And everyone started fucking losing it, great. It was fucking great. And we just kept going on a tangent about how Grandma just fucking slipped and fucking died. Like, yo, yeah, ignore the fact that everyone totally witnessed her get assassinated. She just fell off the cliff. Totally what happened.
Good God. Oh God. I'm just gonna also say too, the name you just told me was a Drunkle Snuck. What is the name? Drunkle Snuck, or
we call him Drunkle Snugs, but like he's Snuggles.
Snuggles. Okay, I was gonna say that's the most interesting name I've ever heard in VRC, because I never heard of that in two places, just Drunkle Snugs. Like that.
Yeah, one of the.
That actually sounds like an RP character name to me. Well, the way it is.
It practically was. One of the other things about the great VR family is that everyone was practically marrying each other to a point. And the best part is we had a guy, his name was like Duck Fudril or something like that. I can't remember the pronunciation. But he was really good at impersonating a Morgan Freeman voice. So almost every single wedding we ever had in that RP, like familia thing, was everyone getting married through Morgan Freeman.
Good Lord. Well,
and like one of the funniest weddings was probably this guy who I was like one of the bridesmaids, and we spent hours looking for a dress for this girl and shit like that. And we roll up to the wedding, and the groom, is in a Snoop Dogg model. And he starts playing the fucking Wheatie emotes as his vows.
Good God.
It's so fucking stupid, and I love it.
That's the greatest thing on Hey. You just roll with it and just see how it goes and see if anybody can be serious with it.
There's just so many good memories, man. Like RP's got its own comedic moments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where to start with the RP comedic, like the RP comedy and stuff like that.
And for the most part, I will say, at least those are memories you can be able to hold on to and just kind of like think at your back of your head. It's like, God, what an interesting time that was. Just stuff to be able to look at here and there.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Let me ask you about, okay, I mentioned before about the VRChat scene, but let me ask you about the current present VRChat in the sense of basically, like, security-wise and everything. Like, when you first started VRC, like, when you first started, like, opening the game up and everything, compared to that time to where we are now, what are some of the things you're glad they changed up to some of the things you wish they didn't change?
Bro, remember when you first joined the world and your home world was a public instance instead of a private? Fucking wild, man. You'd roll up and there'd be like 5 other people already in the world just being like, how do I play this game? What am I doing? How the fuck do I get out of here?
Where to? I remember those times.
But yeah, like private, like I sort of miss it, but sort of don't at the same time, because nowadays, VRChat in terms of people's privacy, people really value their privacy in this game. I don't think I've ever seen anyone hardly ever in a public instance anymore. Everyone's hidden behind like either the orange dot or like invite plus worlds, which I'm also a person that does that, but I also have just concerns for my health because of especially around Halloween, because I can't handle jump scares.
Yeah,
and I go into a public instance, and next thing I know, I'm getting jump scared left and right, and I will have a fucking panic attack.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, a lot of it's just more like safety concerns for myself and shit like that. Hold on, give me a second. My dog's whining.
No, go ahead. All good. Y'all good on him?
My dog's refusing to come to me.
No, you're good. I'm pretty sure your dog just saw something interesting on hand. I mean, I will say, used to, like, jump scares back then or so. Like, I understand the whole comedic thing on hand, but sometimes nowadays they'll be used for malicious intents. In the sense of, like in the sense of basically just, because keep in mind, too, nobody knows everybody's health in VRC. Like, you're not going to know somebody is having a health problems or so unless you ask them. Which is one of those most sensitive topics on hand, because nobody's really going to share that unless they know you fully. So.
Usually, and especially around Halloween, is one of the things I'm more vocal about, and especially around Halloween, because I know, like, even my friends will just be like, haha, jump scare model, but they're all, like, after I inform them, they're all very cautious, and they make sure not to do it around me and stuff like that. Actually, like, I'm surprised at the amount of people, there's a good chunk of people who are really respectful. Like, Lolathon, I only met him once, but he was super fucking respectful. I was in a world with my friend, and then Squiddy Cheese and shit like that. And Lolathon comes in, and Squiddy, for me, Lolathon's known for jump scare models. He does like a bunch of pranks and stuff like that. My friend Squiddy goes into his chat, and he goes, "Hey, there's a person in your world. Her name is Myata. She cannot handle these types of things. Please don't do them to her." And like the guy actually legitimately found me in the world and came up to me. He's like, "Is this true?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, I'll make sure not to do this while I'm in this world and stuff like that." And like overall, like super respectful. Like that made me really happy.
I mean, he knows what he's doing in the sense of like making sure that he's not hurting anybody, or making sure that because keep in mind, he is an entertainer, but he's also a very respectful entertainer towards those especially if you get scared to a point where you fall over and hurt yourself. Like he'll actually check on you and see if you're all right.
Yeah, he's really respectful, and I appreciate that kind of stuff. But like, and I'm just also like with yesterday Chill Out VR release, so like, you know, everyone's kind of going into a shift right now and deciding like, is this game gonna be better or all that jazz. But like, we don't know the security risks of Chill Out VR just yet and stuff like that. I'm kind of waiting for that at the immediate moment. But overall, like, you know, every time there's a new game that like comes up and like it becomes a competitor to VRChat, you know, like things change and shit like that, and there's always just some weird shift around here.
Yeah, there is.
Like, and then, so like, I think we're hitting that with the Chill Out VR now hitting Steam and shit. Like, I feel like we're about to probably hit another VRChat shift in terms of things and stuff like that.
Which I don't see. I'll be honest with you, with the whole Chill Out VR thing happening, especially since their launch and everything on Steam and everything. The thing I gotta say is I see it as an opportunity where basically if you ever just want to, like, if you get tired of VRC or basically just want to change the scenery or so, you at least got another place you can go to just to be able to, like, refresh yourself, so to speak, you know. Basically look at it from an outsider's perspective of what's going on here. Since, you know, you've been, like, inside of VRC for so long. Just kind of get an idea of what's happening.
One thing I do enjoy about VRChat is that, like, its spec requirements is not as fucking high as Chill Out's is. Cause like I looked at Chill Out's spec requirements. Oof, oof. I don't got that money, man.
I need to have a look at it because I actually did not look at specs. I actually thought it would be almost like, the exact same level.
The minimum is like a 1080.
I see.
I'm pretty sure like VRC is like a 1060, 1070 for minimum specs.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, you know, obviously this game's a lot more, despite it sometimes not being potato computer compatible. It's at least more potato computer compatible. Yeah.
Again, it's weird because like when it comes to like VR games or like VRChat or like even a Chill Out VR, it's like both of them basically. It's like the most expensive free game you can ever play. Just because even if you're not even if you're not giving money to the game in general, you're giving money to your own computer just to try to even keep up with the hardware specs for it.
What do you mean? This game is free, but what if I want the like the $900 DLC of hands.
I mean, DLC of hands, and then basically you add about maybe a good $200 or so on it, or so you'll basically get the power of feet. Just be able to move your legs around and everything. So.
Bro, someday my hips won't lie, and that's a day I hopefully look forward to.
I'm also, hold on a second. Say, but I agree. Okay, I'm looking at something what Otaku says here, because apparently they were saying, they're basically, you were just saying that, you know, there's so many people here on VRC, there's no reason why to kind of like bounce over to the next thing on hand, which I understand fully, because keep in mind, all your friends are here, and there's no point in really moving over to another platform out of pure anger just because of how VRChat is being really, well, screwy with their own updates and everything in general. Because
like, they're, like, I feel like what I just feel like is just gonna happen is that people are gonna go into Chill VR and be like, oh, this is cool, but then they're gonna come back to VRChat, and Chill VR is just gonna probably just be that game where people like, if VRChat really somehow goes to shit, somehow, you know, Chill Out VR is just gonna be everyone's backup in terms of like moving their communities, because like, you know, if VRChat pushes out an update that's not like that's gonna practically halt role player community, that's one of the VRChat's biggest communities, you know?
Yeah. Definitely
and that's definitely probably something that VRChat kind of has over other people, especially with the spec thing I was mentioning earlier, with the less high spec requirements and stuff like that, is that like, since the game currently requires less powerful specs and stuff like that, you still can thrive off having a bigger role player community and stuff like that, with people coming in with desktop because they don't have the capability of like running a VR or something like that, you know? Like, this game is going to thrive off of that and stuff like that. Meanwhile, but like, if somehow, like, say example, we took like something shitty happened, VRChat gets shut down, like how many people are going to be capable of going over to Chill Out, you know? Because, you know, I've got like the leader of Lunacore barely can run the game as himself. Like, he can, it's like just super lagging for him because he's got a 1060 and the game at minimum requires a 1080.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely on hand.
Like, it's going to lock people out of communities that they love and shit like that, having such high spec requirements, especially during a pandemic like this and stuff like that, where people don't have the jobs to like get the money to upgrade their PCs like that.
Which that's the main thing too. Like, nobody's gonna get like enough money on hand to be able to upgrade their own computers, let alone be able to get like a supply just to be able to do that entirely. Just because of what we're going for right now, we're still not even out of this, and basically everybody's kind of like who already had the funding on hand to be able to do all this is able just to like come and go as they please. So
I do know if we get another one of those stimulus checks, I'm probably getting myself a new VR because I've got duct tape, and I just need something better because I've also got an Oculus, so you know, the whole Facebook fiasco bullshit, which is also just another security concern, because I don't need people spying on me. I don't need people watching. I don't need Lizard Man spying on me when I'm like spying on people ERPing, man, like.
Good lord.
But I don't. But like.
I know, it's just it's just crazy, like, in the sense of whole VR in general.
Yeah.
Like, just it's going to keep going further and further up in the sense of maybe not spec-wise, but basically, like, further and further upgrade-wise, in the sense of just, like, they'll keep upgrading this game, but the thing that I'm more worried about is, like, is it going to upgrade the specs to it? Where basically, you can optimize as much as you can, but it's going to push, basically, the boundary where it's like, okay, you're going to have to maybe get something more than just a 1060 or something.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
and that's definitely a big concern. A lot of people also have major concerns about the VRC Plus, as usual. You know, with monetization and like hoping that important things don't get behind paywalls and stuff like that.
Especially when you have your account on this.
So like
your own bank account.
Those are just another thing, because this game's pretty known for having its yearly big major. This game gets DDoSed majorly at least once a year, where basically the game becomes practically unplayable for like an entire week. Like at least once every year. It's always bound to happen. And so like, you put your bank account on this game and shit like that, and then you get DDoSed. And I remember back in VR High days, there was this huge Cloudflare issue where like you could get fucking banned and shit like that just from logging on and shit like that. It was this big major issue. I don't think there's nothing been that big ever since, but they've had their occasional big like DDoS events and shit like that.
Definitely.
And like and like a lot of people, people get their information stolen and stuff like that. And for this game, it's gotten better than what it was. But like, it's still a concern. You put your bank account info in here, and then next thing you know, a big major DDoS or hack happens. And your bank account information's there for people to see, potentially, depending on how they do all that shit. I don't know how hacking works. I just know that sometimes people get your information.
Here's what I can tell you, and here's the key aspect I can tell you. How hacking works, especially in VRC, during that time in like 2018, it was all Unity-based. Just because this game was running on a Unity engine, and all you gotta do is basically go through Unity itself, and if you can configure it correctly, you can basically manipulate from a Unity program to a Unity engine to add things in there. Like, I've seen people add, like, trees in this game, all by going from Unity to a Unity engine for it. So, that's the kind of, not the core aspect, but one of the aspects you can able to do it on hand. So, but it requires a lot of coding to do that, and knowing what you're doing. But I will ask you, is there anything you're looking forward towards, especially be like in VR, or it could be in VR in general, since we talked about VRChat and Chill Out VR. Like, anything in general?
In terms of, I'm trying, I kind of just go with the flow of the game and be real. Like, if there's an update, I can, like every time the game updates, it's not like there's something I can do about it, so the best thing I can do is just complain about it for maybe like a day and shit like that, and then I have to adapt to it,
Yeah.
Like, this game is really one of those games where, like, you can't really have expectations and stuff like that fully and shit like that, because you never know what's coming next. I am happy that with some of the newer updates, I'm really happy with the new, like messaging system with the invites and stuff like that. And, like, 3.0 is apparently really big. I haven't gotten able to test it out myself because I'm waiting for, MMD Dance World to support it. That's something I'm looking forward to. Please, MMD Dance World people, please make your worlds 3.0 compatible so I can learn 3.0, because I refuse to learn 3.0 until those worlds are compatible.
or add some more dance animations to it. Like some actual proper dance animations.
Yeah, the amount of times I've gone over and every fucking place has got like, what's a good example? The thing is that like every song, the ironic this is that every game that has like all the same song, every world has all the same songs, and it just so happens that all those same songs at least slap, so like can't complain too much. But there are occasional like bad dances that you run across and you're just like moving really robotic-y, and you're just like, why is it so choppy?
Yeah, it's so choppy on hand. It doesn't even match the flow of what you normally see, like, video-wise or so. Especially some of the stuff you've seen beforehand. Yeah. I have one curveball I'm going to be throwing your way, and I'm pretty sure you may know more about it than I do, but let's talk anime.
Alright. Hi, I like anime. I was in anime clubs. I'm actually more of as I've gotten older, I'm kind of grown more to manga. I'm gonna be real. I'm much more of a manga reader than I am an anime watcher nowadays, because I kind of like the source material more, because I'm getting tired of being like, oh, well, there's this thing that doesn't make sense in the anime, and then it turns out it's explained in the manga and shit like that, Because sometimes, sometimes anime adaptations are not good.
I got you. I was about to ask, because this is like a three-part question with it, since it's topic-wise, but I was going to say, when I say anime, what's the first series that comes to your mind?
Kill la Kill. I love Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill is my favorite anime. It has been my favorite anime since the year it came out. I watch it yearly. Once a year I watch it. It's fucking fantastic. If you haven't watched Kill la Kill, I highly recommend it. Like, I don't like, I know people are like, but it's so fan servicey, but like, that's kind of like low-key the point of it.
Yeah.
And like, it's not just the females getting fan service, it's a fucking character that shows up in fucking bondage all the fucking time, so like a male character, so like, it's not that bad, guys, like, oh no, you see some underboob, oh no, what are you going to do, you know? Kill la Kill is great, I love it.
I was gonna say, it's kind of funny how they could just take like a simple concept that's something that people have, for example, like just something simple like bondage for some reason, and just turn it like this action-packed adventure. It's like something simple. It's funny how it works. It's weird how that works.
Yeah, and that's something. I'm over just a big fan of Studio Trigger. Like, I don't like all their animes. There's some of them that have been hits or miss for me and shit like that. But like, the good thing about Studio Trigger is that a majority of their animes are original. Like, there's no manga source and stuff like that. There's no light novel source and stuff like that. It is just people sitting down and going, let's make a story right now and stuff like that. And that's what helps the studio, you know, because, you know, I can still go to like, you know, yeah, like I can go to like Madhouse. Like, Madhouse is really good for its animations, but I can still watch like a season of One Punch Man and be like, oh, well, I can still go read the source material and shit like that and compare it to the source material. Studio Trigger is really risky with that stuff because, you know, they're like, this is the story. There's no other source material. This is either going to be a hit or a miss. There's no, oh, the manga's better or, oh, the light novel's better kind of shit. Like, no, it's either going to be good or it's bad. There's nothing to compare it to. It is just its own thing. The only thing that Studio Trigger animes get compared to are other Studio Trigger animes.
No, I got you.
And so, like, you know, they have that originality with themselves and shit like that, and that's something I highly appreciate. I recently watched Promare, and I ended up really liking it. Thank you, Leon Fireball, for showing me Promare.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I even watched the movie. Yeah, it was a few others. We watched it with Leon or so when we had a movie night and everything.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a very fun action-packed movie too. Good soundtrack and everything, because, you know, when you think of soundtracks, like the first thing that pops your head is Gurren Lagann. So.
Yeah. See, like, I don't think they're the same studio. They're from a different studio, but most of the people who are from that studio are now in Studio Trigger now, so it's kind of the same studio, kind of not. I don't even remember the name of the studio that the anime was from. But, like, I just know it's not officially Trigger.
I got you. That's all good.
I'm Googling this real quick.
Oh, you're Googling it right now?
Oh, wow, I wish my
I will ask while you're Googling this or so. I was gonna say the second part question is basically, what's your favorite series that comes to mind for anime wise? Like, basically anime in general, favorite series, or basically as if you have a couple of series.
Let's see. The company is Gainax. But like, I've already mentioned Kill la Kill. It's absolutely my favorite anime of all time. Nothing has topped it for me and shit like that. But like, I'm also a big fan of. I used to be really into reverse harem animes. And I still kind of am. There's a few of them that I'll like hop back to and be like, I'm just here for some spicy boy shit. But like, I like Trigun. Trigun's a classic.
Yeah, that's
a really good
one.
I'm a big. If you haven't watched Trigun, I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of Steins Gate. Steins Gate's made me cry. Really good anime, especially if you want good plot twists. Steins Gate's one I highly recommend. One anime that I like that no one ever fucking hears about is an anime called Kobato. It is a Clamp anime. Clamp is a manga studio with their very selective art style, a good example of the art style. This anime is not a Clamp anime, but they hired people from Clamp for the character designs.
Okay.
Code Geass. The character designs were made by Clamp.
Okay, I got you.
So anything with that general art style is usually Clamp and shit like that, but it's an anime called Kabato. It has no dub. It's strictly sub because it apparently wasn't that popular or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I think it's adorable. I mark it as officially the first anime that has ever made me bawl my fucking eyes out.
I was about to say, since you mentioned that, and my last question to that was, what is the anime that hit you close to home? Like the moment you watch it, it's like, I feel that so much. Like, I relate to it.
There is a lot of anime that would do that, man. There's this one anime movie called Hal. If you want a good plot twist, Hal is the movie. That movie made me angry and made me angry and really in the span of 10 fucking minutes towards the end of the movie. Because the rest of the movie, you're just like, oh, this is super nice and super calm. This guy's just dealing with this and shit like that. And then they just show up with a plot plus slap you across the face and go, deal with it now. And like, your mind just gets absolutely blown. I just love animes with plot twists, man. Animes that hit me close to home, though. Something that, like, I really feel.
I mean,
that's a good question. I've watched a lot of anime, man.
No, I got you. It's just kind of like, it's hard to kind of say what hit you, because sometimes it's like, there could be like a certain point of it that you relate to, because it could be something like IRL relating to it. Like, or there could be something that's like really emotional, like you could just mentally relate to, because you understand what that person's going through.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
No.
There's a lot of animes that make me cry to the point where I can't really remember all of them. I've watched so many animes I can't really remember.
That's all good.
Like, a lot of animes and kind of, like, there's just, oh, well, if you're looking for passionate, I'm very, very passionate about the ending of Death Note and how much I fucking hate it.
Okay. I mean...
I hate the ending of Death Note. Spoiler alert for Death Note, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Like, it should have ended when L died, I'm gonna be real. Fucking, the ending of Death Note, it's such fucking dog shit. They spend this entire fucking anime series, like, having the main character one-up other people and get away with things and be like that. You know eventually he's gonna get downfall and shit, like, he's gonna meet his downfall. It's just an inevitable thing. Everyone knows, but the thing is just, how is it gonna happen? Who is going to manage to top this character who's managed to defeat the Great L and shit like that? And like, they do so much building up and shit like that. This character's good at, like, the guy just good at just getting through anything with so many, like, I'm thinking ahead of this and shit like that. The guy gets defeated by a simple Death Note swap. And it's such fucking dog shit. Like, this guy made, like, his own tools to hide apartment, and he gets fucking fooled by a kid who fucking swapped the Death Note he had with a fake one? I call utter bullshit.
Good.
No! This is horrible!
Damn. I got you. Like, again, I've only...
so anger-inducing.
No, I got you. I've seen like a Death Note for a little bit, like episode wise or so, but I've never actually seen like the whole series or so. I only know a little bit about it here and there, and memed on too. I've seen it memed on, and jeez.
Oh, I hate it. I hate the ending of Death Note so fucking much. And there's animes that I haven't even, like, I've started watching that are, like, read the mangas, and then, like, they've just pissed, there's a lot of animes that piss me off. I fucking hate, and despite the fact that I like reverse harem animes, I fucking hate, what's it called? Vampire Knight. I fucking hate Vampire Knight.
No, I got you. No, I got you. It's all good. I know there's a lot of different ones on hand, but it's alright. It's alright for the most part. This leads me down to my last question. As you can see, I have this camera right here for the most part, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you the center stage here. I'm going to back up, and what I want to ask you is this. What are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you can ever give to anybody else? I'm going to back up. I'm going to let you have the center floor here, and take it away.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of partially already living my dream. Like, around high school, I wanted to do 3D animation. One of my biggest dreams, even in middle school, was just to see my characters come to life and stuff like that for animation or something like that. And you know, with VRChat, I'm capable of doing that. And like building my characters and playing them out. I didn't need to spend, like, obviously I'm still in debt for the one semester I spent at college, but like, you know, I realized that I didn't, to reach my goals and stuff like that, like, sometimes I just had to change, like, what they fully meant and stuff like that to reach that goal, you know? Sometimes the definition of your one goal changes, and my goal was to see my characters come to life, and here I am, with my characters coming to life through different means and stuff like that. And then, like, in high school and college, like, I was just like, I don't know if I really want to do 3D animating anymore and shit like that. And, you know, I was just like, I just want to roleplay for a living, you know? And that's kind of the reason why I stream, you know, like that. Like, I hate to be like, oh, I'm in it for the money and shit like that, but I kind of am at the same time. At the same time, I'm not, you know? Like, you know, I'm just a person that, like, I understand that, you know, to do the things that I love, such as role-playing, I need to have an income and shit like that so I can support myself and I can support my husband and shit like that and any of our future kids, because I do plan to have kids in the future and shit like that. And I do know, I hate to say it, but like in the end, you know, streaming is something I'm hoping kicks off for me so that I can financially support the things that I love to do and stuff like that. I don't know if that comes off as like I'm in it for the money, but in the end, I'm kind of more just in it to live my dream, you know. And VRChat helps me live that dream. I love being able to create my characters and bring them to life. I love role playing and stuff like that. I found it to be one of my greatest passions, even growing up and stuff like that. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue supporting that. If anything is a goal, is just be able to kick off my streams just a little bit more, just so I can actually at least support myself just a little bit more so I continue what I love to do and stuff like that, you know? I'm not out here looking to become famous, you know? I don't need to be out there and being like millions of followers and millions of subscribers every day. I just want something that's stable, so that I can do the things I love. Like, goals, yeah. I'm living my dream. And like, the dream isn't what I originally thought it was gonna be, you know? Everyone grows up thinking that you're going to do this one way and stuff like that, but like, you can still find a way to live your dreams, even if it's not the way you wanted it to be and stuff like that. I thought I was gonna land myself in 3D modeling jobs and like hope that someday I would get my lucky break and be able to direct and write my own stuff, but you know, here I am. I'm directing my own stuff, I'm writing my own stuff, and I don't care. Part of me doesn't, like, a good chunk of me doesn't care that I'm not having like the whole entire world see it, because I have people who are my friends, and I have people who do, the few people who do see it, and the people who participate, they're the people who matter to me and stuff like that, the people who enjoy it for what it is. I don't need to become famous, you know? I don't need to be filthy rich, you know? I just want to be able to support myself, and I want to be able to do the things I love. Things that I like to say, one thing that I've run on ever since 2015, actually about in this month, my idol, Monty Ohm, passed away. Monty Ohm passed away about a good couple years back, I think back in 2015, and one of his sayings was, keep moving forward. And I've lived on that, you know? Every time something bad happens, I keep moving forward. There are times with mental health and stuff like that where I will sit down and I'll pretty much explain that practically in my head screaming at me, but in the end, you know, the best thing I can do is just keep moving forward. I have to fall asleep and I have to wake up the next day and hope that it's better than the next. And keep moving forward, guys, and adapt what your goals are. Goals can be adapted. Goals can change, even if the main end goal stays the same. How they happen can be different. And the fact that you can be happy doing the things you love, even if it's not how you envisioned it, and that you keep moving forward with all the bumps and the bruises, is what matters in life. It really is. That's pretty much the best I can say. It's just keep moving forward.
Alrighty. All right. I will say on hand too, and I'm pretty sure everybody here knows this on hand or so, but I could say it for them when I say you are very passionate about all the things you want to do. Very passionate. And I could see it when not only that, I could see it when it comes out very emotionally too, for what you want to work with, and what you want to do, and what you want to become here and there. And I could see it. I could sense more than anything else. But I will say on hand, guys, before we call and everything, does anybody have any questions for Myata here? Any questions at all you want to ask?
I gotta send my RP ping.
Wait, is it that time for you?
I gotta send my meeting ping, my pre-meeting ping.
Okay, go right.
I got an hour.
You got an hour? Okay, go right ahead. And I will say, if anybody has any questions on it, I will ask on hand or so. Besides like Lunacore or anything, are you ever planning on like trying having a look at different other RPs in general, or just trying them out just like once to see how they work here and there? Because I don't think you've ever been to Purple Lotus or like say well, there's the whole metaverse thing, but really it's kind of like weird because it's like a pocket of different stuff here and there. You have no idea what's the main art of it.
Yeah. Mission. Give me a second. I'm being messaged at the immediate moment for.
Not a problem. While
staffing.
While you're doing that, I'm just looking at here really quickly on hand here. I'm just waiting for them to get their thing. Oh, go ahead.
I've been back with the mythics and stuff like that, and I try my best to attend, but lately. It's scheduling, juggling, especially with me directing things right now for Lunacore, like juggling other RPs has gotten a little bit more difficult with me, so I apologize if I'm not as active in Mythics as I.
You're all good.
As usual, because I like this, like I gotta do. There's still modeling I gotta do. I have to like make maps and shit like that for like the finale and of the arc and shit like that. But like, let's see. I'm looking back into doing a side character role in May and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the immediate moment, waiting for talk to staff about that one. Right now, I'm waiting for, and then after May finishes, there's another RP coming up that's going to be more horror-based and stuff like that, based on a game called Lobotomy Corp. That I'm looking into joining and stuff like that. I'm already working on the character progress. Like, in terms of, like, metaverse stuff, nothing in, like, there's been, like, one or two that's, like, piqued my interest here and there, but, like, I'm just not into very open RPs, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm much more a fan of the closed art communities, because I feel like they're less drama-filled and stuff like that, you know?
Less chaotic.
They're less chaotic.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
So, like, you know, like, I'm much more a fan of more closed, like, RPs, you know? I don't... Like, I want to be able to get to know every character and not just show up and being like, oh, this character only shows up, like, once a month or something like that. Just the schedule of other RPs and stuff like that.
Mm.
Like, Metaverse is still, like, it has its pros and its cons and stuff like that. It's just kind of not for me. I've dipped my toe in it here and there. I did, like, a session of Leon Hearts. And, well, like, you know, just in the end, like, it's just kind of not for me. I might dip my toe into Purple Lotus eventually, as long as I have a friend with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really much into doing Metaverse RPs unless I have a friend with me, because, you know, it's just so big and intimidating to just focus on.
Okay. I was going to say, if you ever do tip your toes in Purple Lotus, make sure you have your safety settings on, just because that world gets filled up quite a lot. And usually gets a little bit lag-inducing, especially if you're trying to talk to somebody and then out of nowhere, it's like everything happens all at once. I will say, Taco Hound has a question for you. He was wondering, what's the worst thing you hate that changed in VRChat since you joined VRChat?
That's a good question. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I particularly hate. There are some things I despise and stuff like that, but like a part of me, like as I mentioned earlier, part of me does like miss, like occasionally does miss like home worlds being like public worlds and shit like that, you know, because like back then, you know, back when VRChat started and started really popping, like there was no clicks, you know.
Yeah.
People just came on to have fun and shit like that, and I kind of miss that interconnectivity. Nowadays, you can't go into a public instance without loud noises and stuff like that. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a... There's things that have changed over time, which, keep in mind, that's the thing with time in general. Like, things never stay the same. The only thing that do stay the same are the ones that you're always good friends with, the memories that you take with you anywhere you go, and basically just, I guess you grow a little wiser after, you know, time goes by here and there. Especially if you're like a veteran on VRC that's seen a lot of things come and go, you know?
Yeah, hold on, I just fucking dropped my shit.
No, you're good. You're all good.
Oh, there we go. It's probably the one thing I would probably. It's not really VRChat itself, honestly. It's kind of for me just more
People.
It's fan base.
People in general.
Sometimes it's just too people. Some people in this game just get too toxic. You know, even in like Lunacore, you know, I'll join a VC sometimes, or like I'll just join any VC, and sometimes they're just talking about something someone did like months ago and shit like that. And I'm a person that believes in change. I do believe people change. I have this like method where, you know, you get 2 chances with me. Like, you get your first chance, and then I'll wait a little bit, and if you get your second chance, if you mess up your second chance, I'm just kind of done with you at that point, you know?
I got you.
Because, you know, I grew... And so, like, you know, people... again, I've mentioned before, I did my Twitter purge and shit like that. Sometimes I do friend purges in terms of, like, the VRChat, because, you know, there's people I just don't hang out with anymore, and shit like that. And... sometimes... I wish it was easier to juggle.
I know.
Oops,
I know.
Real.
No, I know. I mean, because I know it doesn't help with the fact of where you are right now, time zone wise or so, and everything. Especially, it messes with you. And I know you're dealing with IRL stuff and everything, so it's hard. And the only thing I can say is just take it one step at a time. Like, don't push yourself to where basically you got to get everything out of the way. Just try to get what you can and do what you can for the most part. You work with what you can and just do whatever and do the best you can. That's all anybody can ask for on hand, especially from like one friend to another. So it'll be all good.
Yeah.
I don't seem to see any other questions on hand. I'm pretty sure you have what, an hour until your meeting or so?
Let me check. I'm making sure I didn't like fuck that up.
No, go ahead.
No one's complaining, so like I think I timed that correctly.
Okay, timed it correctly on hand. All right.
An hour.
And from what I could tell on hand, I don't see too many other questions on hand, so I will say that will be episode 33 of Shoot the Breeze. So, thank you guys very much.